put yourself in David's shoe, man. Could you imagine like making your figure, making a fun thing that for just for you, and then the horsemen go ahead and say, yeah, we like that, we're making it.
I think it's cool, but I hope they paid him.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Collecting Brothers. John, this is Josh, and today we're going to do a breakdown / reaction to the new Cosmic Legions wave, OxKrewe Book 2, Harrow Zone. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. I watched the live stream, even though it had its technical difficulties. I guess there was a storm out there over at IshCon where they revealed all this, and so the stream kind of got messed up where we weren't getting all the footage or all the pictures that they were seeing. But Jeremy just posted them on Instagram, so we were able to follow along that way.
Well, that's why we're here for.
That's true.
If anything, come watch this stream because it's going to be a lot smoother.
Yeah. we got all the pretty pictures and we'll talk all about them. All right, but let's go ahead and break down. Do you want to do like your initial reaction, or are you ready to start?
Just go.
Okay. Cosmic Legions. First up, first figure is Harrow Ken. Standard figure for $37. Check this out, dude. I dig this figure, man. This is a nice figure. The story behind it, we'll go over it just really quickly. This is a Tusk pilot or a Tusk, affiliate, crashed on this planet and then kind of joined the locals, So technically a Tusk person, so the baddies, but not really on the baddies side.
Yeah, and it's like a really cool way, I think, because, a lot of this, they have to reuse parts. Like, that's like the whole kind of the game, just because like with making toys, it's expensive. And now they did say the boots and the shin guards are like brand new, so that's new, of course, and the helmet, of course. But what's cool about it is the way that they're able to make such, I feel like, a logical and also compelling story while reusing parts and making like an all new, all different character. Because like, yes, has all the attributes of a Tusk soldier, but then it also has the garments of a Thoraxian, and so it's kind of like, as you would think, like it's not so much like if you live there for so long, just like makes you think like historically you kind of start to adapting to the native people's ways.
That's Paul Atreides, right? I agree with you, man. Great use of it, logical story wise, but also introducing new parts, right? Like those boots, the calf muscles there, the calf part there, that's a whole brand new part. The helmet is sick, dude. I love that the hose connects in the front of it, man. And then the weapon too, that mace is different. It's like Conax Vols. It's just not a spike. It's like an electro mace.
And I really like these new calves and boots because I feel like a lot of this kind of OxKrewe stuff has been kind of really, and even the earlier Tusk stuff has been kind of bulky, and it's good to see. I like kind of the slimmer view these new boot pieces are giving.
Yeah, the OxKrewe's big boys, man. Those suits are huge and they're tall. So, but yeah, I mean, here's everything you're getting him. You're getting the Sligo Riz face repainted into a different face sculpt there. So love that though. I love that face. That face is such a good one. And
and honestly, repainted even better than the Sligo. I feel like this one has way more paint applications. Like it's like a light blue to dark blue gradient plus the purple overlay.
Yeah. One thing I do want to shout out, when I saw the weapons in that yellow one, like you can tell it's yellow here in the shots, but when you see that yellow, that gave me the Chappie vibes. I just need a pink one like that, dude, for Yulandi.
Oh, gotcha.
Where they had like the Tonka yellow. Light, little Tykes yellow, man. I love that. It's such a bright yellow. But yeah, there we go. There's our first reveal. Next up, Jobara Key. Standard figure as well for $37. She is a partner with our friend before here, and they both were the ones that crash landed, and they were the ones that survived, and then they, again, incorporated with the locals, and they fight with them. And this is a 2.0 body, so it's the female body sculpt, the engineer that we've seen before. But they added soft goods or cloth upper arms and thigh parts as well. We can here we go. This is a little bit better look for them. But yeah, man, love this aesthetic too, with all the, the garments on it, the boot cut with that 1.0 boot cut with the pants, perfect cut there.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of soft goods, and the head is actually a reuse from the Mythic Legion head sculpt.
Oh, really?
And then the mask is
Zirian Spire.
Yeah, Ziri's mask. Yep.
Yeah. So that's cool. I actually was going to shout out the head sculpt for giving us more of like a Afro-American, like a African, just kind of that like tighter hair I love that.
Yeah, so like the I think the face is like the reuse, but the hair is actually the new. So they kind of just
Oh,
because,
okay.
and that's a lot of time what they do is like I think because now things are like digitally, they can now just kind of work on top of their old previous work, and it just helps like with the workflow. What's also cool that we've kind of never seen before, I feel like, is that the double layer loincloth piece. You know, usually before, you know, in Mythic and Cosmic, we would try to just see a single colored loincloth piece.
Mm-hmm.
And now like the detail and the value is just going up, 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 up. There's literally 4 different colors of soft goods here.
And that is matched perfectly onto the hard plastic of her torso, right? Like it looks like a longer piece. It's just well hidden and just well designed. Yeah. So another great figure here, man. Next up, in the story, we were talking more about OxKrewe and we're learning more about them and the rest of the crew that is there. I was expecting that we would get more, the rest of OxKrewe, so the other 3 members of it. But we did not get all of them, which opens it up for book 3. But we did get Cog, the mechanic. Deluxe figure for 48. It's on the OxKrewe body. Big boy here. Big tall boy. Here's Trevor's shot. Of course, these are all 1/6 shooter shots that we have in the environmentals. Love his work, dude. But yeah, man, what do you think of this guy? The mechanic, man.
It is cool. Anytime you get like an alien and like he has those little like, you know, pliers, those grippers that you can like work with.
Yeah.
And I love the addition of the tail. I think the tail adds a lot to it.
Yeah, they were saying it's, you know, it's like a simian, you know, monkey, but it, like his face is like almost like a yak or like a bite, you know, just kind of more of like a moosey or fate, like a maybe even like a orangutan.
No, I think you got it right on the money. It's like very similar to like the yak face. I feel like they were definitely kind of inspired from the yak face from Star Wars for sure.
Yeah, no, I do like this. And new feet on him. It's like more of a like toad instead of shoe.
Yeah, two-toed.
Yeah. And it's interesting. I'm trying to figure out like what parts were used from like a Velok spear and Orvar.
It's actually a mix of both of them. So if you look at Olvar's legs are shorter, and he's using the Olvar legs, but then he's using the torso of what's the blue guy's name?
Velok spear.
He's using the torso of Velok, so it's half Velok on the top, and then Olvar on the bottom, with of course the new feet. So it really though, like just combining those and adding those 2 feet, I think it really changes the figure a lot.
Oh, complete. Like even like the scaling of it, like he's big, but he's like also short. It's interesting because of that.
Because he's using the short legs of Orvar, right? Because the legs are kind of like short, but the torso's long.
Mm-hmm. So I love it, just giving us more aliens. And I love the goggles, man. The mechanic goggles on here. That's so sick. And the cool thing about that is they were able to get those on as just like a secondary piece. There's just going to be a little port that you take piece on his nose out on this bridge and then port that in. So love that.
That's so smart because, you know, like they said, it was like such a big piece, but they always like to do options and give you at least a secondary head. Even if it's just reused, they like to throw in like an old head that was previously released.
Mm-hmm.
But with this, that swap out piece literally to me makes it a whole new head sculpt to me. And like, whenever you think of kind of futuristic space, you got to have those Chronicles of Riddick glasses, dude. Those Chronicles of Riddick glasses, just make me love this figure.
Yeah. So Cog here. Also here's everything. He's got the bolt cutters, little tools, you know, fusion
like
cutters,
a drill,
some type of drill, and this is
screwdrivers.
Great. Yeah. And the cool thing here is that his head is probably gonna be on a ball joint, and then the neck piece, which is very similar to the Havalkatar Thygar. Thygar also had that neck piece, so
thick neck piece. Yeah,
you could switch that out and put them on this body.
Same thing with like Uka, right? Yeah. Their necks are like part of their bodies because they're so thick. Yeah,
they just flow through. All right, there's Cog. Next up, as the fans wanted it, as I wanted it, Wasteland Survival Set. This is an accessory set for $25. Again, adding to that world. I love the first set. I love the playability of it. But yeah, you get another crate, the boombox, flashlight, tubing, some more pliers, the antenna, and those binoculars. I think those are Kern Ray's binoculars as well. So you get a second set of binoculars.
Yeah, and a second set of the wire cutters. Yeah. And it looks like the crate can open, right? Like I'm seeing like the yellow crate can open. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Similar to their first ones.
And what's also, go back to that picture, what's also crazy is like in the story, you know, they kept talking about like they're running away on these like crafts. Dude, are they gonna give us those like hovercrafts, those the Jeeps and the Humvees that they're making? I think that would be so crazy to finally get kind of a vehicle, you know, because yes, like in Mythic, you get mounts. Like we've gotten like horses, we're getting bears, right? We're getting all those things.
Right.
And like in this, you can make kind of creature mounts, but those are more for the locals, you know, like for the actual Tusk and for the actual OxKrewe.
Yeah.
They're not going to be riding, you know, animals. They're going to be riding cars, bikes, you know, speeders.
Crafts.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, I feel like they're going to give us maybe a speeder bike or some sort of car, you know?
That would be sick. I do agree with you. And a lot of people, I was watching the Burke something stream with like the reaction stream to them with Oz and Axion, and they were all just like, give us a car. Did they say a vehicle? Because Cornboy showed up at the start of the stream and he was just like, hey guys, there's going to be something you can ride. And everyone's like, oh, is that a vehicle? Right. Yeah. But
especially because like the bear, I think was like $80 or $85. Like they can make a speeder that's like $80. You know what I'm saying?
I think so, especially like some of in these photos that we've seen here, though some of them are just like, you know, just like a flat base with some like caging around it because it's a hovercraft. It doesn't have to have like a steering thing. Yeah, you can have.
Well, no, I think they are kind of cars because like you can see the wheels here. Like there's like
treads. That's true.
They're treads.
That is true. Yeah,
they're not kind of hovery.
That's true. I agree with you. I would love a vehicle, craft, hover, whatever you want to call it, in the Cosmic line. I think that'd be fun.
That's coming for sure. That's coming.
I mean, it's just so heavy in sci-fi, right? There's just so many iconic vehicles in sci-fi. How could they not?
I just think it's like so big that they've probably been working on it for a while and it's just still cooking. Like it's just a hard thing in like, you know, pricing and logistics and things like that.
Well, I'm here for it. We'll see when that comes out. All right, let's keep going here. Anthrophiles. Anthrophiles, excuse me. Standard figure for 37. And this one is a Motu Tribute figure. The story behind this one is that there's a guy in the community, David Williams, was waiting for someone to make it once the Sphexians parts came out, right? He's like, hey, how come no one's made this Buzz-Off tribute figure? And he was like, well, I'll do it myself. And he went ahead and made it his own. And the funny thing is he actually sold it to Dorklayer. Bill had it for a while, and then Bill is actually going to send it back now that this tribute figure is being produced by the Four Horsemen. Now, put yourself in David's shoe, man. Could you imagine like making your figure, making a fun thing that just for you, and then the Horsemen go ahead and say, yeah, we like that. We're making it.
I think it's cool, but I hope they paid him. Like, I feel like he put like some design work and he put a lot of labor into this. Cause I remember seeing this figure when David originally made it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is such an amazing figure. Not even if you're like a Buzz-Off Motu fan, but just like, it's got that B aesthetic, right? So it kind of just looks like a B alien. So it's just a really cool figure.
Yeah.
And like, I hope they like either set him some figures, set him
something, right?
Way for free or something, because he deserves it, right? Because like
I was looking at this
picture. I was looking at this picture with the original figure that he made, and honestly, it's like a 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Kind of like copy. Like there's very little changes.
Everything.
Very little changes that they made. The only thing they added was this the
Sphexian head helmet.
The Sphexian head, yeah. Which is just nice. That's just them being like, they always got to give us 2 heads. You know, that's just
just sweeten the pot, right?
And it works very well, like as like a B.
It does. It really does. And this is this is just such a cool thing for them to do. Yeah, I wonder how that transaction was handled, if there was anything.
Send him the way for free, guys. Send him the way.
I know, yeah, just give it to him. So yeah, really, really cool figure here, man. And they did mention that Buzz-Off, or this figure is not technically part of the. It's just it's the tribute, right? It just gets thrown in with the wave to get it out there. So
yeah, well, it's cool also too. They said like, is the Anthrophiles character, when they did like his bio, it says he's from Zone A. Because he's from Arizona.
Right. David's from Arizona.
Yeah. So it's the Anthrophiles is from Zone A.
Yeah. So
it's funny.
That's so cool. So I don't know. Amazing. And also at 37 for a standard figure, that's pretty cool.
That's a great point, because, you know, the Sphexians are like the $48 price point because, you know, they're larger, but also I would have to think it has to do with the wings. And so for this to be a $37 price point to get wings is actually a really good value. You're right.
I'm impressed. All right, let's keep going here. Next up, we are getting a Thraxian Hunter standard figure for $37. They're on Thraxian, right? This is the planet. This is their homeland. There's going to be more than one tribe, right? We originally got Thraxian Scouts, which are like the green with the brown armor. Here we have the Hunters, which are meaner looking, right? These guys have the brown skin, with the bones, and those bones were
Yeah.
harvested from their fallen enemies.
And
Yeah,
soft
yeah.
goods are coming out really well. Like the tattered effect, like the holes that's going on. Like I can just tell, like, even though it's being made by a machine, probably, right? It just doesn't look like that. So it's really good to see that weathering effect. And I also like the addition of like the collar. I think the collar, always just getting a cape is kind of boring. And so adding kind of like more of a poncho-esque vibe to it is really good.
Yeah, I do like that it does come up. And I've seen people flip it up even further so it covers his mouth.
Gotcha, yeah. And I bet you might even be able to, I don't know how this, no, maybe not. Maybe the hole might be too hard, too small. But like putting it like as like a hood, you could try it.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, no, it's really cool. And a new piece on this one is the calf. So there's an exposed knee. So you have the foot, and then you have the calf, and then you have that small little piece there before it enters up the thigh. That is a new piece of this lizard skin, kind of the more reptile skin, which they said they were excited about because that means it's a new part they're getting added to their collection, added to their parts library, to where they could potentially one day do a full on just reptile. We'll see.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, you got to have the lizard people,
Yeah. The
Zuckerberg. Yeah.
What? The slee stacks, right? We wear the Zarn from Land of the Lost.
Zuckerberg. Okay.
The Zuck. But yeah, no, this is great. All the hands you could want for the head sculpts there, and the weapons. And it's like a jawbone, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like a mandible, because he has the teeth in there. Those are from a big creature.
All right, let's keep going here. Next up is Bungie Deluxe figure, $48. And it's a scape out mountain scape back. So it's not, it's a different variation of the scape back. The lowland scape back was the more colorful one. Here we have a mountain scape back that is also a mount. It has a harness or a saddle. But yeah, just completely new paint job here with a new head, creating a different version of those scape backs, man.
Yeah, there's actually so much new pieces on this. Like I feel like there's hardly any reuse. They were talking about like the calves are like the bones go out a little less than before, the torso, even the head. And so it's kind of funny to think about, like, yes, they do reuse, but also a lot of the times, just the way like biology and taxonomy works, things are going to look the same because that's just how life works.
Yeah.
So even though like this is not even reuse, but it's like still looks similar to that skate back, so I feel like
it reads
it's just like
the same, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not always about them trying to like say like, oh, we need to reuse the mold. It's just actually just how the world works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because this is an all new mold, basically.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like just kind of a little tangent, but like the dolphin shape, that shape of a dolphin has been in existence two separate times in the history of the world. And those two, the previous dolphin form was not a direct lineage to the current dolphin. Like it adapted independently twice because it's just such a good form for speed in water. But
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, just
so what you're saying,
same Earth. Yeah, comes out again. No, after we die, the dinosaurs will come back. Don't worry.
Right, some variation. Right? Yeah, I love the harness here. Sorry, I keep calling it a harness. The saddle. It also comes with a bedroll, and that bad boy opens up, dude.
That's really big, especially because you think back to Balius and Mythic Legions, and all the other previous horses, they've all kind of been sculpted on. And so once again, like I don't know, I sound like a worn out drum, but like every time they're giving us more value and the prices are not increasing. Like that's the crazy part, is that the prices are staying the same, and each time you're getting an extra head, more hands, more weapons, more paint apps, more soft goods. It's just ridiculous.
It is the value does go up. Now I do want to see this sleeping bag or some variation of it jump over to Mythic, dude, and get your your travelers with their sleeping bags around a campfire, right, about to go off into their adventure.
Yeah, make like a Sam Goungy type character, with like a bunch of pan pots and then sleeping bag. Yeah.
So I think that's gonna be fun. We'll see what this is, because we're getting bedrolls now. All right, so that mount, the Bungie story is kind of fun. He's was abandoned, and he got picked up by the Veblins, and then it was just that's their horse. And
they said like his the Veblians tried to bring him back to his flock.
That's
he
right.
would survive alone, but then probably the Thraxian hunters or some sort of killed all that flock, and so then they just decided to take him. And they also said like these scapeback mountains are like a lot more docile than the lowland ones, and so these ones kind of are more loyal. Like they're kind of like you can kind of domesticate them better than kind of the lowland ones.
And who's riding this bad boy? another Vblian, Akcha. Now, Uka was my standout from the first OxKrewe wave, so it's cool that we're getting a second Vblian. Akcha is the writer of Bungie, and he is going to be a deluxe figure for $48.
Yeah, and like it was both of our favorites, and not just us. Like in the stream, they also talked about how it was kind of the community's favorite. Like everybody kind of flocked to Uka, and they're just like, boom, we're already kind of working on this. Let's just like pump it in because people were just loving this character. And I think it's more so, I think it's like the cuteness factor of him, but also just the body proportions of him. I feel like he has really good proportions, like this body as an alien.
Yeah, like here he is without the poncho there, and it is like just super long arms, the big, spaced out eyes, the neck, the no neck head here.
Yeah,
it's a really fun figure, and I agree, man. It's just adding aliens to like a full alien like this is fun. But yeah, let's talk about that poncho, dude. Look at that thing, dude. There's like a front pocket. There's slits that his hands can come through here. Big old neck collar piece because he's got a big old neck. And,
no, go ahead.
No, keep going. I was jumping to the helmet. You keep going.
The poncho, like this is $37, right? So the poncho alone to me, dude.
48. It is technically deluxe.
Okay, deluxe. 48 still though, man. This poncho, I feel like I was just buying soft goods like on a website, and I was like getting like a jacket for like $13. And it's just like a regular kind of like black hoodie jacket.
Okay.
This thing to me, like I feel like sold separately would have to be $25-$30. So that's like more than half of the price of the figure, I think. Like that poncho, it's going to be big, and there's just so much hemming and sewing going on.
And you could pop this somewhere else too, right? This doesn't have to just be Akcha's here, right? You can put this on other figures.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see because Akcha is kind of like a thicker guy, so maybe like on like a Colossus scale Marvel Legend body, I feel like it could fit.
Yeah,
like that kind of not quite Hulk Marvel Legend. I think the Colossus, I feel like it could fit on those.
Just kind of the medium, bigger boys, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, this guy looks cool. He's helping them out. Also the helmet. Excuse me, not a face making. It's a helmet of the Vblians, man. They were saying like, how do we get a helmet on this type of head? And they're just like, just wrap it around, man.
Just do alt head. Yeah, it's alt head.
Yeah, so cool, man. You're getting pauldrons. You're getting a little canister, weapon, sniper rifle, and yeah, this is cool. This is cool
and really great colors. I think that. Orange worked very well, and I feel like this blue works very well. I feel like they could give me as many Vblians in any pastel colors would work. Like they give me a pink one next,
Yeah, for sure. That'd be fun. All right, but there's Akcha, our friend there. Here's just a closer look at how the arms work within the poncho slits that are there. I mean, they're not cuts, right? They're actual slits that are being hemmed and sewn. Like it is nuts.
Yeah,
how well these are designed.
Slit, there's a lot of work going into that, and just having that option for them to have that forethought and be like, okay, he's a sniper guy, so he needs to have it closer so it doesn't bunch up.
Right.
So good. And just to have freaking Akcha and Bungie, dude, that's gonna be sick.
Yeah, just riding along, he's out there sniping.
Dude, and you put Uka on the lowland too. You put Uka on the lowland.
Somehow, right? Somehow he trained the lowland.
Yeah, let's go.
That's my boy Uka. All right, and along with that, they also announced the return of the OxKrewe Book 1 like movie poster, and then showed off the OxKrewe Book 2 movie poster in that same style, same artist there. Just beautiful, beautiful artwork here, man.
And what's kind of funny is that, they talked about how they wrote this kind of OxKrewe storyline all together. And it helps so much. Like, we're going to see the repercussions on like the benefits of that, because things are going to go mesh really well together. Whereas I feel like with Mythic Legions, I feel like they were kind of free flowing because they were, they didn't know if the community was going to kind of back them. They weren't really established yet. And so they were kind of building the story as they went. And, the story kind of, I would say, wasn't really there. I feel like Mythic Legions was more lore based. And I feel like Cosmic Legions is more story based, which I like. And I just think it's funny because it's like Mythic Legions is like one continent, like one world. Whereas Cosmic is literally a universe, a galaxy story. But I feel like the story is more grounded even than the Mythic Legion story. It's less about lore and more just about storytelling.
Yeah, definitely more contained, right? Like this is clearly a trilogy that they have written out and are just trying to get through, right? They're just giving us
even like
figures.
The jail, like the first wave, like
right,
the jail.
Alcatar, even Outpost Zaxxas, right? Like even those filler waves that were filling in, like they gave you more story. I was actually, Jeremy was saying that the Outpost Zaxxas stories are all connected. like as one story ends, that character bumps in or has an interaction with the next character. Like it's more contained. It's a self-contained story. It's not just that's what's happening right now.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
And so it's just a benefit because like now we're on top of getting better figures, we're actually getting better stories because they're like they said in the stream that all of these was like the whole OxKrewe story was written. Like right. Everything was done.
And this is gonna be cool because right, you have 3 of the OxKrewe members over here on book 1. You got my boy Cog, just a single, and they're the more prominent figures. So we got 2 left here. The communications, I can't remember their names, but they'll be on the last poster, man. And it's gonna look good.
One thing they also said was that in one of the bios, I can't remember which characters, but one of the bios talks about like a warlord, like a clan.
Oh, that's warlord. Right.
So like in the third wave, we're gonna get kind of just like this. It's probably be. I bet they'll do like a deluxe, like a $48 decked out soft goods, really intricate armor.
Maybe like
Thoraxian warlord. So stay tuned for that because that's gonna be the next.
That will be wave. Part of the and also the story does leap off with that someone did respond to the OxKrewe's SOS, their distress signal, and it might be a Tusk vessel showing up here, ready to take some names, take control of this planet. We'll see.
Very cool. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I even hope we get like Alcazar book 2. Like, I would love to continue that jail story. I really like that jailbreak story,
Yeah, finish that up. I agree. And here's what I think will happen. So OxKrewe is teaming up with the Kernray people, right? And initially there's tension, right? They take your people, we hurt your people. But I think once Tusk shows up, they're going to team up together to fight off Tusk. We'll see.
Yeah, because they did say that. They did say like there was a miscommunication, right? In the stream, they said they fought, but it was miscommunication. And that would be cool to fight off, especially because some of them are Tusk people. Yeah. That is such a cool concept. But yeah, like I just get Riddick vibes from this whole storyline. You know what I'm saying? Even the creatures, like that's why I love this. It's like it's Riddick. Yeah, it's Riddick, baby.
Yeah. The crash, everything. You love it. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going here. So there is everything that you'll be getting in the Harrow Zone OxKrewe Book 2 wave. Looks spectacular, man. Love the yellows that we're getting in this, the more muted colors across like Skateback, the Thoraxian, even Cog with his skin tone. But you're also getting those pops of color, right? You're getting that orange on Key, Cog, and getting the blue on Akcha. It's great. And the accessory set. Don't forget that. All right, let's talk price here. So $25 for the accessory set, $37 for all these standard figures. And then you got $48 for the deluxe figures. There's 3 of those. Giving you a total, if you individually bought them, would be $317. The all-in price, $300, $299, $299, $300. Josh, what are you thinking on that price? How you feeling?
Good. That it's like I feel like 300 now should be kind of the standard because, dude, we are hitting into a recession right now. We are getting screwed out of everything, man. Guys, don't look at your socks. We're going downhill, man. So yeah, good price point because just I feel like with how the economic state is going and it's going to go for the next few months here, I don't know. I feel like people are going to start to have to pull back, and especially like on those when they do those massive $550, $600 waves.
Yeah,
like
those are big.
People can't do those, And so I think 300, kind of just like we talked about with the HasLabs price. I feel like 300 is like the max. Like it's like the perfect price where it's like if you go over that, it's hard for people to save within that time frame.
Yeah, within the 30 to 45 days. Yeah, I agree. And I agree. I really enjoy this 300 price point. Like it's something that it's doable for me, and it gets me everything I want. I'm happy.
Sad to see no all-in bonus. I kind of wish they would have threw in like. I always appreciate that. Like even if it's just a head or even like a weapon, like just a singular weapon. Just like an all-in bonus to show appreciation to the fans. And so that kind of bums me out that they didn't add. Maybe because it's a smaller wave, because maybe for the bigger waves, they're like, okay, you're putting up plus 500. They'll do it there. That's kind of my thinking why they didn't do a bonus here.
Maybe.
Because, for the first Cosmic, they did the golden alien
helmet.
Head.
Yeah,
the golden alien skull.
Head,
And that one was like a pricier wave. It was more expensive.
Bigger. Yeah, it was bigger. It was like the start of it, right?
Yeah, because there was a lot of deluxes, and then they even had like freaking Slog and what's the orange
Kragnar.
Yeah, so it was an expensive wave, and so I think that's probably why they didn't do it here.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. All right, but there we go, friends. Cosmic Legions book OxKrewe Book 2 Harrow Zone. I'm excited for it. Oh, one last thing too. this wave and the tooling, the new tooling that's on these figures, has been in production since OxKrewe Book 1. So that means that these figures, they already have, it's already in the process. They're not starting this off as they normally do with a new wave, a new pre-order. They like start the process, right? It goes into production, testing, all that stuff. This has already been in production. They already have these pieces, potentially milled in the molds, or, I'm not sure how far along they are in the process, but it's been done with OxKrewe Book 1. And that's kind of the nice thing about this being a contained story, is that we're getting these figures quicker. So OxKrewe Book 2 turnaround will be in a year.
Yeah, it's like that. It's just them planning ahead, because like I said, with Mythic Legions, they're kind of just like going with the flow, because they're like, how long can we ride this? Like, this is such a cool journey. And now they're like, okay, no, we're established, we're here. So that's true. Now the planning is like even better, because they said OxKrewe Book 1, it should arrive Q1 next year. And so yeah, usually they're a year and a quarter, a year and 2 quarters. So yeah, I agree with you. I think we'll get these within a year.
Yeah, they were saying July estimated shipping in July, I think, so of next year.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good
so cool, man. And that's like cool, getting OxKrewe Book 1 and then Book 2 just followed it up right there
really fast. Yeah, it was like within like 5 or 6 months you'll get it.
Oh yeah.
If you had to pick, go to the deluxe, which deluxe figure would you pick? Like, which is the standout deluxe figure for you?
Yeah, I love Cog because it's just his aesthetic and the big bulky guy. And Akcha is just a V-Bling, which is my favorite. I'm gonna give it to Akcha. The soft goods on there just kind of push it over the edge.
Me, I'm gonna go with the mountain skate bag.
Oh,
and it's for the sleeping bag. Like, that's something I didn't even know I wanted, but it just adds so much to it. And I actually like this kind of more armored up version of the skate bag compared to the Lowland. Now let's go to the regular figures, standard figures. What do you pick here?
Buzz Off is great. I'm not a Masters of the Universe fan, so like I'm not like hyped about it. For me, I give it to Kryn, my boy here in yellow, my Muhadib.
Yeah.
Muhadib. Yeah, right here. Love the yellow, the new pieces, the soft goods, man. Just great helmet too. Great helmet.
I'm gonna go with the Thraxian Hunter, and I feel like the reason why, because once I feel like we leave OxKrewe's storyline, I mean, they might do it, but I feel like we won't get necessarily too many kind of native, less armor type characters. That's how I feel like what makes these really unique is that they're not super futuristic, and the soft goods and the bone detailing on that, the wash, and the way they're able to add like those holes that bones have. Like, these look like bones to me. The sculpting and the paint really came through.
Yeah, like the air bubbles, the air pockets, and bones. Yeah, I agree. I didn't think of that. Yeah, because as soon as we leave OxKrewe, we're off Thraxian.
They might do some couple other locals, but I just don't think they will be as I don't know the word,
as
but just,
like native.
Yeah, like we'll get locals, but they'll still be futuristic locals. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Yeah, and it's like we have seen some of these parts reused as well. Like the upper arms there are getting reused with the Legions Con 2-pack. The Monster Creator 2-pack, right? The Novian Lean creature thing, the experiment, has some of these parts from the Thraxian. So we won't necessarily get more of them, but we'll get their parts here and there.
Yeah, we'll get that Lizard Boy down the line sometime Lizard Boy.
Sleek stack, dude.
All right. Choose your accessory pack.
What's your accessory pack? I was just going to say that.
This one's really good, man. That honestly, box that opens up.
The flashlight for me is what I love, that little flashlight. So this is just like a little flashlight that you can hook up with a pipe or just hold. I love that little flashlight, man. Such a fun little accessory. All right, friend. Let us know down below what your deluxe or standard figure standout is. Yeah. What was your standout there from this wave here? And man, I'm excited personally because this will be my first all-in from the Horseman that I've done. So I'm excited to get that in. Excited for OxKrewe Book 3 already, even though we have, we just got Book 2, but it's just a fun story, man. It's a fun story.
Yeah, and remember, guys, if you're interested in these, like, I would never recommend going to like Big Bad or like any of these online retailers. I mean, you're just gonna get like charged way higher prices. Like, this is the cheapest these figures are ever gonna be. So if you like any of these, even just one or two, like, order them within this pre-order window, because you're gonna get like charged. Sometimes it's even like 40-50% up charge on sites like Big Bad or Nerdzoic or any other Empire. Like, you're gonna save a ton of money if you do it through them.
You're gonna save around $100. I think the if you bought them all past this direct pre-order window, it'd be around 415 is what I think I saw. Like, I saw someone do the math on it, but
like, I guess, yeah.
So it's $100 savings there. Shipping, it's not the flat rate. I did my calculation here. We're in the mountain time zone. It was around $20. So, depending on where you live, it's going to change. But yeah, I know it is what it is. You could get free shipping with a higher price point, but you get them later.
Yeah, this is it. You order them now.
Yeah, this is how you do it. Get them right from the horseman. This is the best way. First, cheaper, quicker. All right, friends. Thank you for tuning in to our breakdown reaction of the Cosmic Legions of OxKrewe Book 2, Harrow Zone. As always, friends, keep collecting, keep playing. May the action figure gods smile upon you. Peace.